Welcome back to the JCPod, partner with Stare Down Sports. I'm your host, Jaden Chandler Parnell, and man, the NBA Finals are set. So we talked a few scenarios on Thursday about the NBA Finals and what could happen. Basically, we wasted our time. The NBA Finals ended up being set, so the Timberwolves managed to make it a gentleman's sweep. Not a regular sweep, a gentleman's sweep. Little tip of the hat, 4-1 for the Mavs, so they will be going to the NBA Finals. Man, Boston Celtics, Dallas Mavericks, NBA Finals. I won't lie. Personally, for me, I don't got much interest in either of these teams. Maybe it's just because I'm not the biggest NBA person as of late, but yeah, I just don't. This is one of those. It's just weird. It's not. And this is not me being a Celtics hater or a Luka hater. I just genuinely don't have. This is drawing interest wise. It's just kind of like, I guess it's a finals. So yeah, like I said, that's going to be starting on Thursday. So we still have a few more days till that happens. So until then, we have some time to kill. So yeah, in between talking, I'm going to try to fix that. So without any further ado, what the plan for today is we're pretty much going to talk some NFL, go over some of the news, some of the stuff that's been going on in the NFL world, and then we'll talk maybe briefly on the NBA. We're going to save the NBA Finals, a lot of that talk for Thursday, since that's going to be the days the games are tipping off. So we'll do a little bit of preview today, more of a dive in on Thursday. And yeah, for sure, my boy next week, as long as he's good, we're going to talk a little bit about the W. So might even give a standing update at the end of this show. So yeah, without any further ado though, let's hop right in. We're going to throw it back a little bit. We're going to go straight into the NFL news. This is a big one, and this is going to have some big... this is going to be very interesting for when it comes to Brandon Ayuk now. Christian McCaffrey has a 2-year extension. The extension is an average of $19 million. I was trying to look for the exact amount, but McCaffrey will receive an extra $8 million on top of what he was scheduled to make for the first 2 years of the extension, as well as an additional $24 million in guarantees. Which makes sense. He's definitely deserved it. He's pretty much been their bell cow. He's best white man in football. That was... I mean, I won't lie. Maybe. But no, honestly, Christian McCaffrey's been a stud. Been one of the best running backs in the league. And I still can't believe that the Panthers traded him away. And obviously, I understand why they did. Doesn't mean I agree with it, but I understand why they thought that maybe they should. But, man... Shout out to the 49ers, because ever since they've gotten McCaffrey, he's just been an absolute stud for them. First season, under them, he rushed for 1,400 yards, which was the league leading, by the way, and he also led the league in scrimmage yards with 2,023. He had 21 touchdowns as well. He was Offensive Player of the Year. He had 3,233 yards last year with 31 touchdowns. This is since being traded from Carolina Panthers, so since 2022. So it's been basically like a season and a half, I would say, because he got traded, I think, about mid-season-ish. So in a season and a half with the 49ers, Christian McCaffrey he has 3,233 yards and 31 touchdowns. That's pretty good. Basically, what is that, 1,800? No, 18's too much. This ain't a math pod. We ain't doing that bullshit. But he's all averaging over 1,500 yards. It's up pretty much in a season and scrimmage yards, and yeah, it's pretty impressive. So it makes sense that he gets the extension. But like I said, the biggest thing that I'm curious about is what does that mean for Brandon Ayuk if they're gonna give him money. I mean, this whole situation changes obviously too when they have to pay Brock Purdy, but the fact they don't have to pay Brock Purdy right now, they have a little bit of extra money to throw around. Very curious what they're gonna do with this Ayuk situation, because now that Justin Jefferson got a deal that you want to talk about money, boy. We're going to talk about that deal in a second. The fact that all these deals are getting done now is kind of putting a spotlight on. So, you guys are going to get the deal with Ayuk done, or is he gone? I still think he might stay, but at this point now, with all these deals getting done, the money that's out there, I'm curious. If he does stay, I think he's for sure going to have to take a pay cut from what he wants, or what he's asking for. But I don't know. The Ayuk situation is going to be one to keep your eye on. Because, yeah, it's to the point now where it's starting to get to okay, I can maybe see him not being a 49er next year, but it's as simple as them signing a contract and paying him. But the fact that they're paying a few other guys and haven't paid him yet, it's okay, that's something to keep an eye on. Tua said when it comes to other quarterbacks getting paid around the league right now, he said, I'm not blind. Not frustrated, I'm another word Tagovailoa said when they're talking about the status of his extension. Just wanted to get something done, that's it. So pretty much, man. the fact, I just don't know. Oh, man, I'm trying to think about the best way to put this. I just don't think that Tua's worth the money he's going to be asking for. It's just one of those weird situations when you get a good quarterback, you don't want to lose him because, I mean, shit, you saw it with the Browns. Hell, you saw it with the Colts the last 2 years. When you don't got a quarterback, that door can become a revolving door in a quick second. I mean, it doesn't take very long at all. All of a sudden, this guy's hurt, that guy sucks, that guy sucks. Oh, he sucks too. Oh, we drafted this rookie, he didn't pan out. We drafted this rookie, he got hurt. It can get ugly quick, so I understand wanting to pay your guys, but man. Apparently, Tua is set to earn close to $23.2 million. Oh man, that's a lot of money, and he's obviously going to want, I think, close to like what 30 to. I think what Daniel Jones makes about 40 a year. Kirk Cousins. So let's see. So yeah, Trevor Lawrence. Sorry, not Trevor Lawrence. Kirk Cousins and Jared Goff. They landed new deals. They're averaging about $45 million each. Oh, man. I just won't lie. Paying Tua about $40 million, I mean, hell. I would, personally for me, I know I probably don't have the best business mind when it comes to this, but I don't think I'm paying Tua over $25 million a year, just personally for me. I think he is a really talented quarterback. I think he's good, but, man, the stuff with his the concussions and everything, there's a picture, I won't lie, I saw a picture of him with all of his dropped weight. I won't even lie. It literally took me so long to realize, like, oh, Tua's not wearing his own jersey. He's the other guy. Because if you saw, there was a leaked photo of Tua coming out from a meet and greet, and he looks skinny. So which I will say, if he's able to fall, obviously the biggest issue with him and the concussion was the falling. They came out and said, so the fact that he's took jiu-jitsu to be able to fall better. Now he's lost weight because he's like, oh, I don't have to have as much weight then. I'm curious to see if we get the mobile Tua back. If Tua goes back to being mobile and being able to move in the pocket, that's going to that changes almost everything for me. Because the biggest issue I've had with him is that, first off, for them, it's that fact that they're a hot team. So they play in the cold. They're probably in trouble because they're a warm weather team, hot team. But when it comes to the fact that he couldn't really move in the pocket either, on top of all that stuff that was going on, and a lot of the stuff he was doing was timing, it's just like, which obviously, I'm not talking shit on the timing routes. It's just like the fact that if the timing's not there and he really doesn't want to run, his first instinct is just kind of duck. It's like, I don't want to pay that guy like $30 million. I want to be at least able to move a little bit. Jared Goff, he's not very. I'm not going to say he's the most athletic person ever at quarterback, but he can at least move and run a little. I hope Tua brings that back into his game because if he does, obviously, then I think he deserves to get paid. It's just, I won't lie. The Dolphins are investing a lot in their offense which isn't a bad idea. That's what a lot of teams are doing. You have to have a really good offense, obviously, but man, they didn't pay Christian Wilkins. I'm still on that shit. Him and Max Crosby are going to be disgusting next year. I forgot that he was a Raider. Those two dudes don't ever come off the field, so the fact they're going to be playing with each other side by side, it's just, man, this whole Christian Wilkins thing has me feeling weird about this Tua situation. Not just Tua alone, just this Miami Dolphins situation in general. I think this is optional. Is this optional mini? Oh yeah, OTAs. So Lamb was not present for OTAs, and he wasn't in attendance for the start of the team's mandatory minicamp. He's waiting for a new deal. That's pretty much all that means. Ayuk not in attendance for minicamp. Another guy waiting for a new deal. I would assume that these guys are going to be. So Lamb wasn't present at OTAs, but so apparently staying away from the 3 minicamp incurs fines up to $104,000, which. The biggest thing too, also you got to remember with these fines, I would say 98% of the time, that's probably a good number, that when they sign a deal, most of the time those fines go in the signing bonus or whatever. So it's like, hey, say he owes them like $20,000. They go, oh, hey, here's a $20,000 signing bonus. How convenient. Oh, you owe us $2,150. Oh, wait, you owe us $2,001. Sorry, you owe us $2,563.84. Oh, here's a bonus check. That's conveniently $2,000 and whatever. Like, that happens all the time, so I'm not really worried about the fines from CeeDee Lamb. I'm assuming the Cowboys aren't either. I'm assuming it all comes down to getting a deal. And the biggest reason they're waiting on a deal is because that boy, Justin Jefferson, highest paid non-QB in the NFL, 4-year, $140 million extension with $110 million guaranteed. Oh, my God. He deserves all of that. But, man, that's a lot of fucking money for a wide receiver. That is, I mean, I won't lie. He's, like I said, he's definitely deserved it. Since he's been one of the best playmakers since coming into the league. I mean, shit. He's 4 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. In 2022, he had 1,800 receiving yards. And then last season, he played only 10 games, had 68 receptions for 1,000 yards and 5 touchdowns. I mean, dude was averaging 7 receptions a game and over 100 yards, and scored a touchdown every other, and he had a hurt hamstring and didn't play like all last year. I mean, he's just a complete different level. He's just good. I mean, he deserves every part of this money that he's getting. It's going to, obviously, because of how much he's getting paid, they're going to probably have to go to a younger quarterback. They have Sam Darnold right now in Minnesota. Drafted J.J. McCarthy. I don't know who's going to start off the season, but I would not be shocked if we end up seeing both Sam Darnold and J.J. McCarthy at one point. I'd assume that Sam Darnold's going to be one to start because kind of the thing with the rookies, once you throw them out there, you really can't take it back. And if you do, that has a risk of absolutely blowing up in your face. So, sorry, my chair is just absolutely not. All right, fine. We finally got it fixed. My chair wasn't lined up with what I needed to be. But, like I said, moving forward, yeah, just congrats to Justin Jefferson, man. It's going to be interesting to see who ends up throwing him the ball. Now that's not going to be Kirk Cousins anymore, but dude's a stud. He's going to find a way to get open, and I'm sure he's going to get hella targets. And, hey, he's a quarterback's best friend, pretty much. Cameron Hayward is still eyeing a new deal, but he did show up to OTAs. The fact that he did show up, I don't know if this is because Russell Wilson's there, and they're just trying to make it more kind of, not accommodating to him, but just, like, bring more of the team together or what. I don't know if this is a Steelers thing where he just respects the team, so he's going to show up, but he's there. Cameron Hayward's probably going to for sure get a deal done with the Steelers. I'm assuming at this point he's a Steeler for life. I think they'd be idiotic to let him walk away unless it's like a 1-year deal where it's like, hey, listen, you can't play anymore, you're done, and then he signs somewhere else. But, I mean, like I said, I think he's a Steeler for life. I don't think it's going to come down to that point where he plays 1 or 2 years somewhere else. Apparently, Hassan Reddick is also not attending OTAs. I don't think there's really I don't think there's like anything scary that the reason he's not. I don't think it's anything super serious at least. So I don't think it's something to be concerned about. So because apparently the Jets coach is unconcerned. So hey, that's good. Falcons Robinson expected. This is Bijan Robinson expect CMC like role in 2024. I don't like. It just sucks because I thought Arthur Smith kind of. I'm not going to blame Arthur Smith for the non-success of Bijan because Bijan had a good season last year. 1,400 scrimmage yards, 900 on the ground, 58 receptions, 487 receiving yards for him. The young man was good. He kind of got hurt a little bit towards the end of the year, but I would say it's a mix of coaching and then just being a young guy. Last year wasn't the most successful for him. He had good, but I mean, let's be honest. The quarterback situation in Atlanta was absolutely horrendous. The fact they got Kirk Cousins in there now and how even Michael Penix, that hopefully should stabilize a little bit. I think both of those are easily upgrades over Desmond Ridder. No offense to Desmond Ridder. But he did not look like he was an NFL quarterback at times last season. Multiple times. Especially, too. And the biggest thing was turnovers. I mean, yeah, anytime, I mean, it wasn't even on Bijan's fault. They just had so many turnovers, so he wasn't able to get, like, the fantasy stats like that. Because I'm on both my fantasy leagues. I was so excited to watch Bijan be good last year. And they had Tyler Algier, who they subbed in some points. They even had Cordell Patterson running up running back at some points. It's like, why are you not running the other two? Falcons were just an absolute mess last year, so maybe this year will be different. I don't know. They did not need a quarterback, and they drafted a quarterback, so maybe they have some big vision that I'm not seeing. But as of right now, it's going to be interesting to see what these Falcons do. With Kirk Cousins, I think they're potentially a playoff team, but are they going to be a Super Bowl contending team? I don't think so, so I don't know. I don't really know what their ceiling is. I would say their floor, at least it's like, I would say a 500 team. I think they'll be better than 500, but I don't think they're going to be a Super Bowl team, so they're going to probably just end up somewhere in the middle. 49ers signing Logan Thomas to a 1-year deal. Really good signing for them. I'm assuming this is to just pretty much back up Kittle, and whenever Kittle's not healthy or anything, we got 2 tight ends, especially. I don't think that the 49ers have another good. Sorry, not good, I guess. I'm assuming they don't have another all-star tight end. Yeah, I'm assuming that Logan Thomas, based on the 49ers' depth, is going to fit in right behind George Kittle, pretty much. Let's see. Cousins still on track after his Achilles injury, which is good. He got it, because it sucked for him. He got it late in the season when he hurt his Achilles, so that kind of messed him up versus Rodgers doing it at the beginning of the season, so he's ready for offseason. Kirk Cousins was not ready for offseason, so it's nice to hear that everything seems to be on track, and yeah, hopefully we can see what he does next year. Because man, it's gonna be weird to see him in Atlanta. That's gonna take me a minute to get used to that. Cowboys, Larry Allen dies at 52. Man, that sucks. 52 is so young. Apparently he died suddenly on this was on Sunday too. He died suddenly on vacation with his family. But man, at 52, super young. Larry Allen. I'm not an offensive line expert when it comes to the NFL, so I might be a little bit out of my league. But Larry Allen, I would say, arguably be probably easily a top 5 guard all time. Maybe easily top 10. I would say guard all time. I'd argue he's top 5. One of his most famous highlights was him saving that touchdown where he basically ran a dude down at 300. He was 360 pounds and ran down like a linebacker. He was a freak show of an athlete. I'm assuming an even better person. So just sucks, man. 52, so young, had a whole life ahead of him and everything after football. But shout out to Larry Brown, Hall of Famer. The nice part is he doesn't have to wait to get called in the Hall of Fame or anything. He was already in. So for at least when it comes to that part, shout out. But yeah, like I said, shout out Larry Allen. Like I said, top 5 guard of all time. Just, man, 52. I just can't get over that. 52, man. That's just so young. So young. Waller, apparently the report is that Darren Waller is expected to retire. I'm not going to talk much more on this. I'm going to kind of wait and see. He's just had a very weird situation this offseason. And then he even had the divorce from Kelsey Plum, I think. Ever since Josh McDaniels came to the Raiders, I'm not going to say that's the reason Darren Waller's career started to go down the toilet, but it's been in the spinner since. And then they had the whole wedding fiasco where he gets traded to New York because he doesn't invite McDaniels to his wedding. And so they end up getting traded. I know it's deeper than that, but pretty much gets traded. And then since it wasn't the same on the Giants, now he's going to retire. It's just crazy. Another one of those players I talked about was like, man, I thought he was going to be like great. Like he's going to be one of them dudes. And then all of a sudden just like one or two weird things happen. And it's just like, oh, he's just, I mean, me saying he's another NFL player, that's like, not trying to be disrespectful or anything, but I genuinely thought that like Darren Waller was going to be like, oh, so he's going to be like a stud tight end, play for like 8, maybe another like 7-8 years and be just a stud of a stud, but we'll have to see. I mean, he still can come back, but everything points to it sounding like he might end up retiring. Commanders are releasing Brandon McManus. We talked about those sexual assault allegations. The fact that I don't know if this is them being safe or they actually know some shit, but the fact that he got released is something to keep an eye on, because if he was for sure like 100% innocent, I don't think they'd just release his ass. Falcons, Eagles, blah, blah, blah. Apparently, Eberflus is delighted the Bears moved quickly to sign DeAndre Swift. Just a weapon back, Eberflus said about Swift. You know, we really needed that guy that can really operate on third down and even on first or second down and be a weapon in the deep part of the field and the short part of the field. Which, yes, DeAndre Swift is. DeAndre Swift, I think, is one of them. He's a great tool back, so I'm excited to see how he'll play for the Bears. I won't lie, that Bears offense is sneaky good, man. The more I think about it, the more I'm just like, man, they have a good-ass offense. It's just all going to come down to if Caleb Williams can make it happen. I still can't believe Keenan Allen's a Bear. I mean, that just feels disgusting, I won't lie. Sucks, too, because he's been in my it's also a good thing, because I won't draft Keenan Allen for, like, the 8th year in a row in fantasy, but, man, dude, it's just... Bears might be nice. I'll have to give my Bear boys, I'll have to give them a little bit more respect this year. Be like, oh, shit, maybe boys would be nice this year. We'll have to see. I am very excited to see how Caleb Williams plays, though, because obviously there's just so much talk behind it. I'm ready to actually just see it happen. I don't know what to expect from his rookie season. I think he's going to be like good. I think he's going to be all right, but the thing that scares me is in Chicago. So we're going to have to see, because man, since I went to Chicago about 2018 for college. The Bears have been struggling since then. That was the year of the double doink. Was my freshman year. Oh my god, dude! I can still remember. To this day, I still remember just because it was me and my boy Jeremy. Jeremy was an actual Eagles fan. Hilarious story. I'll have to tell it someday about how he became an Eagles fan. But he ended up becoming my roommate. He wasn't my roommate at the time, but he ended up becoming my roommate just the following year and then for the next 3 years. But he was an Eagles fan, and I just wasn't rooting for the Bears, I don't think, so I was kind of on his side. But everybody else around us was Bears fans. And when that double doink happened, oh my god, were they so pissed. I mean, I don't blame him. Oh my god, dude. Oh man, I won't lie to you. You should have... I just wish that, like, there's points in times where it's like, man, I wish I could just unplug that memory and just show it off to everyone because, man, what a night. Those Bears fans were pissed. Oh, my God, boy, they were so pissed. I mean, like I said, I can't blame them. Goodson, I mean, shit, I'm still pissed about that Goodson play last year that hit him in the... But, yeah, it was... ever since that double doink, man, the Bears have been on a little bit of a slide. So maybe this is a step of getting Caleb Williams to be able to take some. Drew Brees wants to call NFL games. I think that he wouldn't be that bad at it. I don't remember if he did. I don't remember if he did it good, though. A lot of people think that... Apparently, a lot of people don't think that he'll be as good, but... I don't know. I think he did it before. I think he was part of NBC, but I can't remember... I can't remember if I listened to any of Drew Brees' calls, so I don't know how good it'd be, but I'm sure. Oh, is he the Miami Dolphins of the? Wait, what team was it? Oh, he's the Atlanta Falcons of broadcasting. He ain't in the bottom, but I don't know if he's on the top. Apparently, the Cowboys want to retain Prescott past 2024. I mean, Dak Prescott is the worst quarterback in the world, but I don't think he'd be talked about as much if he wasn't on the Cowboys. Nothing just Dak. I think Dak's a solid quarterback. I just can't believe that he's still I mean, all these teams are making changes. All these teams have done changes at quarterback. Like, majority of them, especially the teams that have been struggling. And I guess, like, struggling is different. I'm talking Cowboys expectations that are way up here. I understand where the Cowboys should be at. I'm talking Cowboys expectations. They want to be Super Bowl or bust. I mean, shit. Usually teams don't keep around the same quarterback for multiple years if you're a Super Bowl or bust and he keeps losing in the same round. But like I said, he's at least making the playoffs and losing in the wild card and the first round, second round, or I guess wild card divisional. So at least he is making the playoffs, so I can't talk too much shit on that. It's just... I don't know if he's a Super Bowl quarterback, honestly. Just the playoffs. We haven't seen the playoff success, and whether that's because of the coaching and Big Mike, or if that's just a game plan, what it is, I don't know. It's just I honestly thought Dak would get a change of scenery by now, and the fact that he hasn't, it's just like, okay, maybe I was wrong about that. Maybe he's a Cowboy for life. Maybe he's just like Tony Romo. I mean, Tony Romo wasn't a bad Cowboys quarterback. He's pretty good. They didn't do like anything super crazy that the Cowboys fans wanted to do, but he was still a solid quarterback that got them a lot of win. Because that's the biggest thing. As you got to think about is one team wins the Super Bowl every year. The rest of the teams are just trying to keep pretty much like, and obviously every team wants to win a Super Bowl, but one team can win the Super Bowl. The rest of them got to keep just making more money and keep stuff up. So I guess Dak's a good face to have because he can be the face of your team, face of Dak and the Star. Everyone's known it since 2016. I guess they keep going well together. Biden hosts Super Bowl. Oh, so he did host. They hosted the Chiefs at the White House again. I don't remember if they did it last year or the year before. I thought they quit. But Bears are going to be on Hard Knocks. I can't remember if they're the in season or the summer. I think it seems like they're the summer crew. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to watch it. I barely have any. I watched, I think, like 2 episodes of Hard Knock last year, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I'm just watching glorified. I was watching glorified like clips on Twitter for an hour, pretty much. Which nothing against Hard Knocks, it's just not for me. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't mind learning like the ins and outs of like the off season and all that stuff. But other than changing the teams, it's relatively the same formula and the same thing, like over and over and over and over and over again. So I just don't think I'm going to be interested in it this year. I'll probably see the clips and everything, but we'll see. The Bills are signing Olympic gold medalist Gabriel Stevenson. He was just released, but Stevenson hasn't played football in the past and hasn't worn cleats until a workout with the Bills. And they're going to have him play defensive line. I won't lie. I thought he at least had a little bit of experience. He has absolutely zero. I mean, he was a back-to-back Division I champion in wrestling, so he understands like weight distribution and doing all that. 285. He was 285 at the time, too. He also was a gold medalist in the Olympics. I mean, he was just recently... he's been with the WWE for the last 3 years, and they just recently released him. I mean, I won't lie. Putting a flyer on him, this might not be a bad move. The fact that he's a wrestler... I know, obviously, wrestling is completely different than football, but if they can obviously have time to work on the stance and everything, but if he's able to honestly figure out, like, the move... If he's able to, like, translate the wrestling to, like, being able to move bodies and all that stuff on the defensive line, it could actually be a situation where it's like, okay, this is a really good move. Will it be? I just don't know. It's hard. I mean, the fact that he has never put on a cleat until he worked out with the Bills, it's like, yeah, saying that, I don't think he's going to have the best chance, but you never know. If he's able to figure it out, they're going to at least give him a chance because they need people to rush the passer. And if you're able to rush the passer, you'll find a spot on a team. Apparently, Mike McCarthy said Parsons' OTA absence is a missed opportunity. What does that even have to do with? I don't know what that has to do with anything. I think any time that you've had a chance to be together, it's an opportunity to improve. Makes sense, because there are some teams that are bringing people in. We'll see. I don't know if that's much of anything, to be honest. Lions OC Johnson wants to remain in the sunshine a bit longer. I think when it boils down to it, I want the sun to shine a little bit longer. That's really what it comes down to for me. I like the sunshine. That's what we built here, starting with the ownership, the head coach, and the GM on down. So pretty much he's making it. I think reading through the lines, he wants 1 to 2 more seasons max, and then he's going to be a head coach. I don't know if there's a specific job he's waiting for. Like, for example, if he's waiting for Big Mike to get fired, and he's like, boom, I want to be the Cowboys coach. But he's at least, at least for this upcoming season, he will be there. I say max he does 1 more season, he's gone. But I think he probably will end up being gone after the season. It's just going to be too hard not to be an NFL head coach. And like I said, especially if they win the Super Bowl. If they win the Super Bowl, I bet he's gone. But if not, he maybe stays for 1 more year, tries to do it 1 more time, but we'll see. So we talked about it. Oh, Isaiah Buggs is on the Chiefs now? I talked about last week like he was on the Lions. I still thought he was on the Lions. I didn't realize he was on the Chiefs. Apparently he turned himself in on the charges, then he was released. We talked about how he found the 2 dogs in the back porch. They came out and denied it, and then Robinson said Buggs didn't know they were still on the property and the target of a campaign to take down his hookah lounge. We talked about that. But the fact he turned himself in, bond was paid, everything, this will all get handled. I just don't know any further past that. It's just, I can't believe he's on the Chiefs. I honestly forgot about that. But yeah, so he did turn himself in. I think he paid the bond and everything, so I think everything's going to be, like, okay as long as he actually didn't do it. The Saints are going to induct Drew Brees into their Hall of Fame. Well-deserved. Well-deserved. It was just going to be a matter of time. I mean, I don't think anybody was shocked by this. Another one, though. Dallas Clark going into the Colts Ring of Honor. I guess so. This is the Hall of Fame. Dallas Clark is going to the Colts Ring of Honor. Tremendous honor for both those guys. 2 dudes I grew up watching. Drew Brees also went to Purdue, which is, for those of you who don't know, 20 minutes away-ish from me in West Lafayette. But no, Drew Brees, really, really good quarterback. A lot of people remember him for the end of his career when he couldn't throw it as much. But for having the shoulder surgery he did and how scary his career was to start, he had a really good-ass career. And for Dallas Clark, man, one of the best tight ends of all time. Never wore gloves. Best tight end to not wear gloves ever. No, Dallas Clark was honestly a really, really good Colt. Part of the Super Bowl winning team. Part of the Peyton Manning crew. So yeah, I think he's good. He is one of the many from that crew that are going to get in. So shout out to Dallas Clark. Chiefs considering using Justin Reed for kickoffs. We talked about the kickoffs are going to be absolutely revolutionary. So I'm curious to see how using Justin Reed would work. I like to have somebody that can go back, is able to make... Oh, for the tackling part, that makes sense. Because, yeah, Harrison Butker, as good of a kicker he is, kind of a skinny boy. He's not the biggest guy out there. Justin Reed could definitely give him an advantage. This kick rule, the more and more I hear about this kick rule, I'm very excited to see it in practice because I understand it while also having zero clue what to expect from it, if that makes any sense. And that's probably going to do it today. That's the last really thing we need to talk to. We need to talk about... Man. A lot of good NFL news. A lot of NFL stuff popping off. It's about that time, man. I mean, it's finally June. We're, let me check. I think, are we in the 80s yet? We might finally be in the 80s when it comes to, let's see, we're 95 days away from the NFL. Way off. But yeah, 95, not too bad at all. I mean, we're pretty much right there. We're in the single digits now. Just a few weeks ago, it was 180. So yeah, that pretty much I think does it for at least the football part of it. With Drake, okay, I was looking up some stuff for Drake May and Bailey Zappi. I don't think that's as important to share. There's some stuff about Purdue. Oh, they got another 7-3 center. Man, I'm telling you, Purdue has something with Matt Painter might have a fetish for 7-footers. I mean, he just always has a 7-footer on his squad. Man, yeah. I'm predicting a Jaden Ivey type. Oh, they're talking about. Okay, yeah, I think that should be good. Unless there's something, there might be something about Anthony Richardson's new tattoos. I'd recommend looking it up. Anthony Richardson got a new back tattoo, and man, he said he had to stay under for 7 hours, or he's asleep for it. 7 hours, holy shit! But it's a really nice tattoo. Very, very nice. Very nice. But yeah, going to the NBA real quick. Porzingis is set to return for Game 1 of the Finals. Huge announcement for the Celtics. I can't remember if that did anything for the odds. I think the Celtics were favored by about 1 to 2.5, I want to say, for, I think, Game 1. So, yeah, now that Porzingis is for sure coming back, that pretty much makes... Now they're favored by 6.5. So I don't know if Porzingis moved the line that much, but if Porzingis is back and healthy, I think Boston should be able to handle business and probably win. But yeah, we'll do more of that breakdown on Thursday. Focus a lot more on that. Because, yeah, it's kind of interesting. You got Porzingis, who is a former Maverick, who's playing on the Celtics. You got Kyrie Irving, who's a former Celtic, playing on the Mavericks. I'll try to deep dive a little bit, look to see if there's any storylines that I missed that aren't on the surface. But, yeah, past that, we're pretty much just going to wait till kind of Thursday to hop on into it because, like I said, Thursday, Game 1. 6.5. Holy shit. No wonder they're favored by like minus 200. But yeah, I guess we can kind of finish it off with kind of going over the W standings. Like I said, I probably won't bring up much W talk on Thursday because I'm going to save it for Rowan with my boy Rowan next week. Games got tonight: Connecticut Sun versus the Washington Mystics, New York Liberty for Chicago Sky. That should be a pretty good game. And then you got the Phoenix Mercury versus Seattle Storm. Man, Fever got their asses beat yesterday after winning at home. WNBA's kind of doing its thing right now. Standing-wise, shocker, not too much change at the top. Connecticut Suns, 8-0, going off. New York Liberty, 7-2. It's crazy. It's crazy schedule. So, yeah, and then 4-3 for the Atlanta Dream. 3-4 for the Chicago Sky. Like the Fever. The Fever played 11 games. The next closest is like 9-8. Like how do they schedule that much? They played that many games ahead. The Mystics only team without a W in the W. They got 0-8 record going on right now. Minnesota Lynx 6-2. They're at top. The Aces are 4-2. The Seattle Storm are 5-3. Phoenix Mercury are 4-5. Dallas Wings are 3-4, and the LA Sparks are at the bottom of the West at 2-6. Man, shout out to Washington, Minnesota Lynx. Excuse me. Shout out to Minnesota Lynx, man. If you were listening to this show, I think it was the W. Sorry, I'm trying to write down something as well as talk. Still haven't got that mastered yet. We're still working on that one. But, like I said, if you took it with me or you took it with my boy Rowan, you could have got massive odds. We're going to double check it now. I'm going to make sure I'm on the right book that I took it on. Minnesota Lynx to win the final, or the finals were plus 3,000. A few weeks ago. They're still on top, so I'm curious to see how they're looking now. My boy Rowan got them at plus 4,000, a little bit sleeper team he told me on. I'm going to ask him more about this on Wednesday, obviously, but just for science, I at least want to look it up real quick. When it comes to team futures, there we go. If you're looking at the finals for the W, Aces are plus 100, Liberty are plus 175, Sun are plus 1,000, Seattle Storm plus 1,600. Minnesota Lynx are at 18-1. Yeah, they dropped a little bit. That's stupid. Why is my cash out so low then? Yeah, I got them at plus 3,000, and they're now at, I guess it's because it's the beginning of the season, huh? But yeah, I got them at plus 3,000. My War got them plus 4,000. They are now 18-1. So they're dropping a little bit. But yeah, obviously the Aces and Liberty are plus 100. So there's a reason they're favored. Those squads are pretty good. Man, but that honestly might do it today. Let's go over some baseball standings real quick, too. Throw a little bit of that in there. Since we haven't really talked, because we have had the baseball field on, but we haven't talked any standings at all. I'll end it with that, and then I'll quickly run through some stuff. Maybe. Here we go. Yep. Standings going to the American League and the AL East. New York Yankees are 42-19. They're in first place. Holy shit. Baltimore Orioles 38-20. Red Sox 30-30, 29-31 for Rays. Blue Jays are 28-31. Guardians are 39-20. Royals 36-25. Minnesota 33-26. Detroit 30. Hey, this whole division has 30 wins, except the White Sox 15-45. Man, horrible. Mariners, they're 34-27, 29-31 for the Rangers. Astros are 27-34. Athletics are 24-37. Angels are 22-38. That rounds up the American League. For the National League, Phillies are 42-19 in the East. Braves are 33-24. Nationals are 27-32. Mets are 25-35. Marlins are 21-39. Brewers in the NL Central, 36-24. Cubs are 29-31. Cardinals are 28-30. Pirates are 27-32. And the Reds are 27-33. NL West to end it off. Dodgers are 38-23. Padres are 32-31. Giants are 29-32. D-backs are 28-32. And then you got the Rockies at 21-38. Playoffs started today. Your wild cards in the American League would be the Orioles, Royals, Twins. In the in the National League, it would be the Braves, Padres, and Cubbies. But yeah, that's probably going to do it for today. I don't think there's too much more I need to talk about. Kind of a chill day today. It's those off-season blues, man. This is one of those weird days where it's like, there was a little bit more to talk about. It was heavy NFL. It's kind of why I led with that first. It's damn near, I think, like 25 of the 40-ish minutes we went. And then, yeah, the rest of it, there wasn't too much I really want to get into. Like I said, Thursday we're going to get into the NBA a lot more. Maybe just look at Game 1, look at some props, look at some prices. I probably wanted to betting this finals, for being honest. I'm kind of over the NBA, kind of waiting for those futures. We'll probably save NFL futures for a little bit later. We did the first part. Looking through, there's not too much that I'm crazy about right now, so we're probably going to wait. And we did part 1, way too early part 1, so we'll come back maybe a few weeks from now, double check the futures, see if anything's changed, anything else I like. But yeah, man, it's unbelievable. 95 days till the NFL. I think I'm about ready. Having fun golfing, obviously, but past that, I mean, sports watching wise, I'm about out of it in basketball. Obviously, need to buy the W. I watched a little bit of the Fever Chicago Sky game. That was kind of a fun game to watch. But past watching occasional WNBA here and there, and occasional watching golf occasionally here and there, it's like I'm about tapped out and watching sports. Not really interested in the racing and stuff. I'm just not really interested in watching baseball this year. Not get into it like that. Hockey, I mean, maybe. I probably should have gotten to hockey, but it's too late, kind of too late for me now. Maybe I'll check out the finals a little bit. But, man, past that, it's like, I'm ready for NFL, man, because we're about to have, when the NBA finals are over, because they start, we'll say they go for about 2 weeks, because I think it's about that. Same with by June 27th to about first week of July, we ain't going to have shit to do, sports-wise. There ain't going to be as many sports on that are, at least for me, like football-wise. My big 3, football, basketball, college football? No. Honestly, I don't, because I'm not a big summer sports guy, like watching all that. Like, I don't watch a lot of soccer. I don't watch a lot of soccer. So, don't watch a lot of baseball lately. So, yeah, summer might be a little tough for you, boy. But past that, should be good, because like I said, every day we wake up, we're that closer to, football. Sorry, I was reading something about apparently Micah Parsons. So the reason he explained skipped OTAs was, for my position where I'm at, it's a lot of individual, and I can do a lot individually by myself with a trainer. I mean, he ain't wrong. He's not wrong at all about that. I mean, the only thing he's kind of missing out on is the time with teammates, obviously, and getting to know some of the new teammates, and then just some of that stuff, which at that point, I mean, they'll get it back like gel. It's going to be pretty quickly. It's just he's going to probably miss out missing a few of the rookies. But yeah, that's going to do it. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for all the support. Really just appreciate it. I'll see everybody back in this feed on Thursday. And watch out for next week. Next week might be a 3-shower. I'm debating. I think I'll probably do a pod Tuesday, but it might be like only a 30-minute. Might make it a little bit shorter, because Wednesday I'm going to go super crazy with Rowan. And then that's what I'm debating. I don't know if I'm just going to do the W talk completely with Rowan Wednesday, or if I'm going to do a small show Tuesday, talk a lot with Rowan Wednesday, and then maybe small show Friday or something like that. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. But be on the lookout for potentially 3 next week for sure, too. And I will see everybody back in this feed on Thursday this week to talk a little bit of NBA Finals and a little bit of NFL.